Hello, in this short video I'm going to solve the following A-level problem. Let f of x be this function and g of x be this function, and we know h of x equals to f of g of x. We want to determine h prime of a if we know f of g of a equals to g of f of a. Pause the video at this point and give it a try. Okay, so two functions f and g are given, and h of x is defined to be f of g of x, and we're supposed to calculate h prime of a. But what a is the number for which this equality holds. Okay, so first of all, if I want to calculate h prime of a, I need to know what a is. So this motivates me to start from here and use this equality to find a. Okay, so what is this? Means that f applies after g. This means that g applies after f. So this means that g applies on a first. G is a function that multiplies every input by 3. So the input here is a now, so this becomes 3a. And now this will play the role of the input for the next function f. And the same here. F applies on a. According to the rule of the function f, the output will be 2 over a plus 1, and g is supposed to apply after that. Okay, so f acting on 3a, 3a is playing the role of x as the input, so this becomes 2 over 3a plus 1, and on the right hand side g applies on this input. G multiplies the input by 3, it will also multiply this by 3, so it becomes 6 over a plus 1. And then I solve this equality and find a. So how should I do that? So if you don't mind, let me simplify this 2 with 2 1 times, this 6 by 2 3 times. And then what happens now, I will have 3 times this, which is 9a plus 3, is equal to 1 times that expression, which is a plus 1. I move this to the left, it becomes 8a. I move this to the right, it becomes minus 2. So a becomes minus a quarter. This is your missing a. Now we know what a is. And now if I want to calculate h prime of a, I have to calculate the derivative of h first. But this is the standard chain rule formula. So h prime of x becomes equal to f prime calculated at g of x times g prime of x. Okay, so the question mark that I am looking for, which is h prime of a, but a is this number minus 1 over 4, it means that I have to go to my formula, replace every x with this number minus 1 over 4. So it becomes f prime of g of minus 1 over 4 multiplied by g prime of minus 1 over 4. So in order to answer this question mark, I have to answer two question marks. I need to know what this number is. I need to know what this number is. If you don't mind, let me start with a simpler one. So if I want to calculate g prime of minus 1 over 4, I have to calculate the derivative of g first, which is extremely simple to do. Yes, so g of x is equal to 3x. So this means that g prime of x is the constant function 3. So what does it mean? It means that regardless of the value of the input, g prime as a function gives me 3 as the output, no matter what x is. So this means that this will do the same here. So it means that g prime of minus 1 over 4 is also 3. The first question mark is actually found. But in order to answer the second question mark, I have to calculate this number first because I am supposed to calculate the derivative of f at that number. So I need to know what this number is indeed, okay? So I need to refer to my function g, because this is g. So g of minus 1 over 4, very simple. G multiplies the input by 3, so it will multiply this by 3 as well, so it becomes minus 3/4. So this second question mark, so f prime of g of minus 1 over 4 is indeed f prime of minus 3 over 4. If I can answer this question and then I multiply the answers, then I get my own original question. Again, the same story. If I want to calculate f prime of minus 3 over 4, I have to first calculate the derivative of the function. The function is given here. So let me do it here. Okay. So this function f of x, you can do it in two different ways if you want to differentiate it. You can use the quotient rule because that's a fraction, or you can use the chain rule, okay? But if you want to use the chain rule, it is faster. But I bring it up so it becomes 2x plus 1 to the power of minus 1. Okay, so now if I ask you what is the derivative of x, you can pretend that in your head this is your u variable, so then your function becomes 2u to the power of minus 1, and if I want to differentiate it with respect to x, I pretend that u is x, so minus 1 goes down, u to the power of minus 1, which is minus 2, but you have to be careful that because u is a function of x, not x itself, because of the chain rule, you have to multiply every time by an extra u prime, which in this case doesn't matter because u prime is indeed 1. Okay, so that is my derivative. So it becomes minus 2x plus 1 to the power of minus 2. And if you don't mind, let me write it with positive exponent. Working with positive exponents is easier for our brains. So I would say minus 2 over x plus 1 to the power of 2. Okay, so that is f prime of x, but what I need is f prime of minus 3/4. So what I have to do, I have to replace x with minus 3/4. So this becomes minus 2 minus 3/4 plus 1 to the power of 2, and simple calculations. This becomes positive 1/4 to the power of 2 becomes minus 2 over this number is 1 over 4 to power 2 is 1 over 16. So this is nothing except minus 32. Okay, we are done. Because now my question mark here is the product of these two question marks. So remember, one of the question marks was this one, and the other one is this one. So the answer to the problem indeed is equal to this minus 32 multiplied by that number 3. So the answer is just minus 96. And that is the final answer to this problem. Okay, I hope that this video was useful for you. Until the next video, be safe and goodbye. Thank you.